I want to tell you the differences between an individual contributor and a people manager in a product management career. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. My name is Alex. On this channel, we talk about business and product management. If you want to see more videos like this one, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of the new videos. And of course, smash the like button if you haven't already. Having said that, let's get started. Today, we're going to be talking about individual contributors versus people managers, the differences between them, the key aspects of each. Now, if you're just starting in a product management career or you want to become a product manager, most of the time you're going to go into an IC, individual contributor role. But eventually, as you continue to grow in your career, you may want to continue towards people management. All right, so first let me cover IC, independent contributors. An independent contributor is a product manager at any level that does not directly own a team, that does not directly lead a team. So this product manager can own a feature, set of features, a product area, or an entire product line, a set of products, or even a division. The greater the scope of the product or the area that is under management or supervision of this product manager, the more the chances that this person is also a people manager. Now, an independent contributor is still responsible for their product area, and they are still the cross-functional, unofficial leader of a product. Now, what does that mean? It means that product manager is expected to lead without direct authority. You might have heard this before. It's leadership without direct authority. A product manager owns their particular product, so all of the folks that may work in the cross-functional group effectively look at this person as an unofficial leader of the product. However, there are a few important distinctions between being an IC, who is an unofficial leader of a cross-functional group of folks that are working on a product, and an actual people manager that is responsible for a specific team that reports directly to this person. Also, an independent contributor is still expected to align objectives and OKRs and goals between all of the different groups and organizational areas that are working on a particular product to make sure that everything goes as planned. The product manager still aligns with key stakeholders, make sure that everyone has the objective in front of them, everybody knows what they're doing, and everybody's aligned and bought into the overall vision of the product. The IC product manager owns the roadmap and the prioritization for a particular product or a set of products, as we talked about, but the entirety of that product is managed entirely by this product manager or the cross-functional group that works without them. If there are any product managers working in the same group as this IC independent contributor, then likely there is some overlap, or these adjacent product managers report to the same manager or maybe a part of the same organization. So for instance, if you were an IC product manager that owned a particular feature, the front end part of a product, and there could be another product manager that owned the back end of the product. And so you would both collaborate in order to deliver the product in its entirety, but the product itself would be owned by another product manager, which both of you might report to. Now let's get into what a people manager actually does as a product manager. First of all the IC responsibilities that came before basically still stay. Usually though, a product becomes bigger. It's bigger in scope, or it's wider, or it is difficult for one person to oversee the entirety, like in this example we just gave with the front end and the back end. For a smaller feature or product, it's possible for one product manager to handle both aspects. But for a bigger product, it's actually much more reasonable to break it down. You might want to break it down that way, you might break it down in a different way, you might have multiple people responsible for certain aspects of the front end, the user experience, the onboarding, the referrals, the awareness. All those elements might live in the front end, meaning the interaction with the end user, and they might be broken down between multiple IC roles, or they could be grouped in an area of a people manager that owns a group of other product managers that are individual contributors. Now let's get back to the people manager. A huge chunk of the work for the people manager is actually managing their team. So what does this mean? Setting goals, setting strategic areas of focus, figuring out together with this person who is the IC in that role, what the deliverables are, what the goals are, but helping them have stretch goals, helping them have a long strategic vision and ability to work multiple quarters and potentially expand to other adjacent areas. The people manager is responsible for all the other PMs that are working on the team in terms of their career progression, career growth, in terms of mentoring, in terms of fostering collaboration between the team and in adjacent teams, and in terms of unblocking their teammates, the folks that report to them, on a particular task or an issue that they're having in alignment, roadmap, vision, execution. Another important area of work for the people manager is performance reviews, planning for performance reviews in the middle of the cycle, setting those goals, aligning those expectations and updating those expectations as circumstances change. Maintaining morale of your team is an important aspect. Maintaining the cohesiveness of the team, making sure that everybody collaborates well together. Actually evaluating the performance of your teammates, the individual contributors that report to you. So as a people manager, you have a whole suite of responsibilities that get added to your IC, individual contributor requirements. And on top of that, there's another aspect, which is building the team. So in order to fill a role, a people manager will need to interview certain candidates, pick the best one for a particular role, of course, define that role beforehand, and then onboard that person onto the team. As part of expanding your team, growing your team, hiring, interviewing, and doing all these things, there's also the aspect of developing the need for these folks within your organization. That means unlocking headcount for your team. That means creating the strategic vision of how big the team must be, growing the team from the perspective of requesting additional headcount or requesting additional budget, explaining the need for it, the business need for it, the product need for it, and then of course doing all the steps that we talked about before. So as you can see, the differences between individual contributors and people management is actually quite significant, such that as an individual contributor, you are able to focus more on the work itself, on what the customers want, how to develop that vision, how to prioritize it, align it with everybody involved, and execute on it. As a people manager, that cannot be your main focus. You are trying to accomplish more by guiding a group of folks, but a majority of your time will be spent in recruiting, setting up what the different open roles may look like, hiring for those positions, getting buy-in to expand your organization and your team size, filling those roles, onboarding those folks, helping them set objectives, helping them work together, setting goals for them, aligning those goals, doing performance reviews, helping them with their careers. So it's an entirely different focus. If you want to think in terms of pros and cons, as a people manager, communication becomes vital, and a huge part of your success will be in how well you can build and keep your team happy and thriving, and everyone in the right role to best take advantage of their unique talents and background. And you really won't be successful as a people manager unless you take care of your team and you set that strategic vision. And as an IC PM, you don't worry about any of that. The only time you would worry about that is if it actually relates to the work at hand, the product at hand. You need to build it out in terms of the cross-functional team, or you need to collaborate or align with someone. So because of that, if you have an interest in building things and having as direct connection with your work as possible, then an IC role will be best. However, I believe that by becoming a people manager, first of all, you get a chance to expand your efforts. Effectively, if you have a team of 4 product managers reporting to you, you can usually accomplish 4 times as much as you would be able to by yourself. But the work you'll be doing is almost entirely about enabling those 4 product managers that report to you. And by enabling them, you yourself don't do this execution work, but you still are able to be 4 times as effective as you would have been. You also get a chance to work on various communication skills. You get a chance to help people progress in their careers. You get a chance to craft the strategy and leverage the assignment of resources in a way that you really just couldn't do as an IC. Both paths are available to the modern day product manager. I recommend trying your hand with both, because ultimately you'll become a better product manager and a better builder if you learn how to work with people and help them in their career and set strategic objectives. But you also, of course, need to know how to take a product and develop it, launch it, execute, and iterate on it. So I think both aspects are important. Certainly, if you're interested in management in general and you want to reach some sort of leadership roles, then the people manager track will be important for you to get to. I'll do future videos talking about how you can actually make the switch from IC to people manager. There's specific things you can do, specific things that will get you closer. And if you're interested in that, please let me know down in the comments so that I can make the video a little bit faster. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to smash the like button if you haven't already, and make sure to join us on Clubhouse. You can find my username in the description below. I do weekly product chats where we discuss all kinds of things about getting into product management, thriving in a product management career, or simply just building things or talking about what you're working on at the moment. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of the new videos. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.